We're back here on Rise Up Live. I found the Mahdi, and we are here with our honored guest, and that is Sister Beyda. How are you doing, Sister Beyda?
Thank you very well. Thank you for welcoming me today here.
Thank you for joining us.
It's great to have you, Sister Beyda.
We've been talking about Beyda.
We gave you a grand introduction. Yes,
right?
we did. Yes,
we have been. She's a very important member of our community. We love her so much. You've just been on one of the episodes of the School of Divine Mysteries.
Yes.
And it was an absolutely amazing episode.
One of my favorites.
Loved it.
Yeah.
So great. I mean, the next step in human evolution, that is huge.
That's really huge.
Right?
I mean, you know, when you're going to record the things, you don't know what's coming.
Yeah.
So I was very curious. So what's Abba Sadiq talking about? And then he connected all these things for me in my mind, you know, like my life with the organism, and everything was like, wow. So yeah, I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was great for us to watch, and we gleaned so many lessons from it. And actually, we were just watching your performance in it, and we felt like you brought such a good vibe and positive energy that we were like, we have to have Sister Beyda. I'd like to take credit for making that statement, but Alia decided that you'd be a great guest, but trust me, I was thinking the same thing. She just voices it before me, and therefore gets all the credit. Yeah. But it's all good. But it's great to have you on the show. And yeah, we just, on Rise Up, you know, we like to go with the flow. And we really wanted to learn about your journey into this dawah. You were, just like Alia said, one of the people, one of the most, in the best episodes with Abba Sadiq about the superorganism and unification and what it is to live in a divine community and all of these things. But tell us about your journey into the school.
Wow, this is a long journey, I can say. Like it started somehow when I was a children. So, you know, I was... I'm Turkish from my heritage, so yes, background is Turkish. So we were in Germany. I was born in Germany and I raised up there. And yeah, I can say, like, you know, my family was one of the first separation or separated families. So because my father and mother wasn't so okay with each other, so they decided to separate. So it was like, in this community, it was like a big taboo. So, you know, it's like in this moment when this happened, you feel it completely pressure. It's like, for me as a child, was like, actually in this situation,
how old were you at that time?
I was 4, 5, 6 in this age. So yeah, and you feel this pressure from everybody, and you feel the pressure on your mother and on your father. So, like, you know, the Turkish community was not supporting them or supporting us. So because they raised up topics like, you know, what should happen to these children, you know, the one will be land in the jail, the other one will be on the red light corner, like, you know, this kind of stuff. So the pressure was very hard. So I was like feeling in this age, like, this is really unjust. So, you know, because community in my mind was something like, it's like a family.
Supportive.
A supportive one. Yeah, so I think this was one thing in my life which was always giving me power to show them it's not like you are thinking, you know, like, yeah, so...
it really is that moment in life that can make or break you. And at the age of 4 or 5, which is what you were, it clearly sent your world into a little bit of a difficult situation because you were part of this Turkish community living in Germany, but you didn't let that break you. It clearly had the opposite effect, right?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. It was always giving me power to show the people that we can do better. And even today, it's driving me because I'm here. I'm showing people, or we are showing people, that it's possible to build up a just, lovely world.
Exactly.
So yeah, but yeah, I mean, this was my childhood. I was going to the school. I studied. I made my German Ausbildung. They would say that. To that.
Ausbildung is a high school.
Yeah. Or you're making a what is it? Qualification in a job,
right?
You know, so yeah, and yeah, I was I would say very successful because I do it in 1.5 years instead of 3 years. So yeah, I wanted to. Because I don't know, but
always 10 steps ahead.
Yes.
And after that, I had also the opportunity to study Bachelor of Public Relations. So yeah, this was like okay, my lifestyle until I got married and I had children. So my son was born. And this was a phase like where I get a little bit back and want to be with my family and, you know, like come back. So, or stop my career for this moment. But I didn't stop it really because I'm a person like I can't stay still. So I have to do something.
You have to be in the action.
Yeah, I have to be. So in this time, it was like 2014, 15, it was like, I think my son, the eldest one, was like 3, the other one was 1.5. So it's like really stressy time. We were building up a house in this time also. Wow. So Hamza was always on the construction. So he had like, and I started because of the war in Syria and Iraq, because of ISIS. So an action, you know, like an internet action, like it called in Germany was it mit Wolle und Nadel gegen Terror. Okay. And it's like in German is in English is this like with wool and needles against terrorism.
Oh, so interesting! Like using wool and needles against terrorism, something like that. Interesting concept.
Yeah, it was like I was having this as hobby, you know, like I wanted to stop myself in the evening, you know, eating scrap. So I had something in my hands. And I was like, okay, let me crochet or, you know, like this kind of stuff.
That's interesting.
And then this idea was born with the situation of the war. I was like, okay, when I'm doing it, you know, like crocheting hats and scarves and, you know, because we had friends, I had some Kurdish friends because they were there in the camps and they said like, okay, in the winter, these people will die. Gosh. So the situation was really hard. I was like, okay, you have to do something. And I had this idea, you know what, let's start something, you know, to do. And started with a Facebook posting like, okay, let's do it together. Let's make some warm clothes and warm scarves and hats for the people there and send them.
That's amazing.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah. And this was one of the huge projects I did in this time when I was not working. So, it was a stressy time, but an amazing time. For me, it was a big learning. And I also faced in this area, you can see pictures. You see me with...
Is that one of the hats you made?
Yes, this was the right one. Is like in the camp, you know, they distributed it there, and one of them directly put it on her head, and it was like when I got this picture, my heart was melting away.
I have goosebumps looking at this.
Yeah.
So this is all the stuff you made on that image on the left.
Yes, this is just one part. You know, you see, but it was not just me.
No, the whole team.
Yeah, it was like in the beginning.
You had a group, right?
Yeah, we started like, you know, 1, 2, 3 people, and then in the end it goes viral, and we had over 1,000 people who are supporting this organization, this project, and it was very amazing. Like we were called in the media world in Germany like the wool army, you know, like, okay, and
so the media picked it up as well.
Yes, we were on the TVs, we had radio shows, and I mean a lot of newspaper wrote about us. So I even also go to our council and had the counselor to bring him to knitting, and it was like a funny time in this time. Yeah.
Okay, so this is you were motivated by the pain in the world. And you said, we need to make it better. And you started to actively do something about it. You always had that passion, I suppose, looking at your life, that you wanted to fix things. You wanted to make things better.
Yeah.
Where did that lead you?
I mean, in the end, here. I was like, it was leading me because I was, somehow searching for goodness, you know, like I wanted to bring it to the world, and I was not a person like sitting there and just seeing what's happening and do nothing. So it is.
You have to actually have another way of rephrasing that question. Now, you clearly had this need to serve, and you were aware of the suffering of other people. How much of that was informed by your religious upbringing or convictions? Were you a religious person, or were you more of a spiritual person? How would you describe yourself in this area? And was this where you got your moral compass from?
It's this is actually very, very interesting field because I was born in a Muslim household.
Okay.
But I was like, I don't believe in this system, you know. I was not, I don't know why, where is it coming from? But for me, it was like, I had to go to this Quran school. And I was sitting there, okay, I have to wear now a hijab. I was never wearing a hijab. But in this moment, you have to wear one. It was like, this is lying to God, you know. I never did it. So I went to the bus. I made like 3-4 rounds and come back to home. It was like, everything was good. So you're learning. Yes, I'm learning. I never was there.
You didn't want to do something you don't believe in, basically.
No, really. It was for me like, you can't be your whole life or, you know, all the time without a hijab. And because you're going to the mosque, you have to wear one. It was for me like, there is something wrong,
it's
you
like
know.
So
that was in my childhood more also, but it goes all my life because I was questioning, like, when I have to go to God in a God's house, so you have to wear a hijab, you have to wear decent things and made wudu and all this stuff, and it was like, why can't I just go there and pray, you know, like, yes, how I am. So why is God looking at my clothes and not at my heart? So it was not working out for me in the Islamic world. So I was like, I went out actually from Islam. I was believing in Islam officially. Yes, I was a Muslim officially, but in my heart, it was like searching for the real truth. It was funny when I met my husband because I was raised up in the Sunni world. For us, there is no Shia or Imam Ali or something else.
Were you aware of the existence of Shia Islam?
No, I wasn't. It was like really, first of all, it was a shock. I was like, I thought we are one ummah, you know, like this thing was in my mind. I was like, how can you split yourself? I was fighting with him because like, you split it yourself because you're thinking Imam Ali was the successor of him. Like, and we really, really had to.
So he was straight off the bat telling you this stuff. He was like, look, you're a Muslim, I'm a Muslim, but guess what?
I'm not your
and he laid it on from the beginning. I love that about Hamza.
This is like also very funny because we discussed that when we were like 18, 19. So since then we are together actually.
Oh, that's
and
so
we
really
discussed this topic like,
look at that.
Oh, look at that beautiful picture.
That's
one of our world tours, I would say, like
where is that, Beyda?
This was in Italy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
You guys are match made in heaven.
Match made in heaven. That's what I was thinking. And Alia voices it before me again.
What is happening? All day today.
So good.
Go on.
So yeah, he was done telling me there is something existing like Shia. I was like,
what is that?
Well, yeah, what is that? And why are you existing? You know, we are one ummah. So it was for me unclear because nobody mentioned it. I mean, okay, I missed also this Quran school and everything, but I don't think they mentioned it there.
Oh, for sure.
So for sure not.
It's so taboo, isn't it?
Yeah. And yeah, we were fighting. And I was like, okay, if you're right, where is the will of the Prophet? It must be somewhere written down, you know. Like I was really, I asked him, and
because it's such a big thing, right?
Yeah, it is because everything is written down. But why not the successorship?
Yes,
you really cracked that code.
Yeah,
very
somehow.
early on.
Yeah,
this is how she did it in 1 year and a half. And there you go. So then, what was his response? What did he say? How did he react?
He didn't know.
Yeah. Oh, because Shia don't know.
Yeah, Shia don't know. This is so fascinating. Now, you know, like after 20 years, like you imagine after 20 years, we are getting this answer with Abu Sadiq and he's saying, here is the will. And you're like, wow, we discussed this topic, you know. So that's why we are like, we came together to the community. We did all this journey also to this dawah together. But we were the whole journey, I think I say the 20 years were completely separated from each other. So he was like real Shia. He was believing in everything. I was like, okay, let me see in Buddhism, let me see in Hinduism, let me see in Christianity. You know, like I was searching for the truth, but I was not finding it in the Shia world also.
But you were happy for him to do his thing.
Yeah, it's okay because he gave me a lot of hadiths, and I was like, okay, you bore me with your hadiths, and now I'm happy that he told me, I talked about that because it's
like a foundation for the future.
Did you ever look into the claim that Imam Ali could be the successor of the Prophet Muhammad, or you just listened to him politely? Or how did that go? Did you feel that there was a clear chain of succession?
I was not clear about that, but somehow I couldn't also find anything against it. Because the things what he was talking about, that like Qadir Rum and all this stuff, was like, okay, it happened.
It did happen.
Yeah, it did happen. So we see it in the books, and it is there. So there is a possibility that's right.
Yeah.
But I need proof.
But I need the proof. Came completely different. I was even searching again. You know, like I was. The normal people will say a conspiracy theorist. Oh. So you know, like I was searching. Okay, there was 9/11 happened in our youth time. So still the things were going on. People were asking questions, and me too. And I also had this small idea of an Imam Mahdi.
Right.
Because he told me, you know, like they are waiting, or he's the one who's coming to help the world to get injustice again, because this is like something I want for them, no?
Sure.
Yeah. And I was one night, it was like I was searching something, and it was 2008. And then suddenly the arrivals appear on my laptop. I was like, okay,
here we go.
This is something I like, I think.
Time to tumble down the rabbit hole.
It was the whole night. I mean, this had over 50 episodes.
Yeah, so it's like 51 episodes, wasn't it? Yeah.
I watched it in one night.
What?
Really? I watched it in one night, the whole thing.
That's something.
And, you know, in the morning, I was like, after seeing the sequence of the successors, there was one episode. It was like, my God. It was like
the 12 Imams.
Yes. What happened to them, you know, and when you're thinking they are all family of Prophet Muhammad, and you're like, how can that be? You know, how is it possible?
Yeah.
So
I think you have a very similar kind of story to also what you went through, Dr. Irfan, as a Sunni coming across the history, right? And realizing, how did I not know all this happened?
Yeah.
Very much so. And by the way, if I had the pleasure of having to watch all 50 episodes in one, I would have done the same, because we had to wait for them to come out. It was at that early stage in 2007. But yeah, I can completely understand your sentiment, and it is such an enlightening experience, isn't it? Because in 10 to 12 minutes, Abba Sadiq is unveiling the secrets.
Yes, that's really, I mean, I was amazed about the arrivals. In the morning, I was like, okay, you did it. And I wake him up. I was like, come on, stand up, I have something for you. He's like, what happened? You know, I said, you were right, bro, you were right, you know, like with the Shia version was right. So I saw this, and he was like shocked, because it was in the morning. I wake him up and telling him about, I'm believing in the 12 Imams, and he's like, what happened to you overnight? So I was like, the arrivals happened. So I showed him the arrivals again, and we watched this with Haitham, you know, like, so we are showing it to everybody, and it was like, wow, we are in the end times. For sure we are, you know. Wow. So where is Imam Mahdi? But I don't know. So in this time, we didn't find him. I mean, even when we were so close to Abba Sadiq in this time, it was like, I didn't have the idea that people are collecting, you know, like...
You need that bridge now, something to take you there. So you still miss that piece.
Yes, right? This is like the years of when I... had no contact to the Rail or the Abdullah Hashim in this time. It was not Abba Sadiq. And, but it was good. It's okay. Because I think in the time when you were with him, you had hijab and everything. It was not for me. You know,
everything
like when you...
happens at its time, doesn't it?
So I needed this whole thing to happen until now. The seventh covenant is established, and it is now my time to come. And I'm very happy about that. So yeah. What happened in the time after the arrivals was like very, very interesting for me, because I was like somehow proving all the stuff what was said there, you know, in the politics and even also in the military, you know, like all these institutions. Is there something right about, or is it like really just a theory? So I went through a lot of things and I proved myself like, you know, it is exactly like it was told in the arrivals. So the media world was like this. The politics were like this. So in like you find it in every institution. So it's like one system what is existing, what we will call today like a Dajjal system, and then you have the people who are really searching for God, love, justice, but they are not getting heard. So why? And I tried myself, really. I went to the politics. I was a politician. And even also I was in the military.
Yes. That's a very fascinating part of your life that Abba Sadiq also mentioned in the episode.
And like in the end, it's like I proved myself that Abba Sadiq was right. And now I'm in his community. I'm very happy to be here, really. When I'm thinking back, like when we came the first time here to visit, was like really the first time when you feel like, okay, here is the Spirit of God. Here is the energy of God. Because in all of these journeys what we made, you know, like we went to Vatican, we went to Portugal in Fatima, you know, the spiritual places, what you are thinking like, you will feel something there. You went there, you're looking like, okay, I don't feel any energy here. You know, like it's like something is missing. And when I came the first time in the Basilica, I was like, okay, here we go. Here we go. And then around, you know, all the people around, it was like finding finally the place where you wanted to be, where you want to be. Because I was searching. I was thinking, maybe it is a country what you're searching. Maybe it's a type of people, or like, you know, Turkish people are warm-hearted, or the Arabic ones are warm-hearted. Maybe it was like something like that what you're missing. But when I went to this country, it was never like I was expecting it. So it's like, yeah, finally coming home. Yes.
Found your way back home. And that's
Did I get there again first?
We got there first again. But this is exactly how we all felt when we had that. And I guess, Sister Beyda, you also felt that because you were very open-minded, like you said, you were looking into Eastern faiths and traditions, and now you have Abba Sadiq here talking about the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna and Arjuna, and all of these other topics, Bible, Quran, and finding connections in them. This must have completely appealed to somebody like you who was always trying to make those connections.
Exactly.
And Abba Sadiq puts it in the 600-page book called The Goal of the Wise. How did your kind of spiritual journey progress from there? Because I think the book had been written, right, before you joined the community. Yes. Is that something that you'd read, or how deeply did you go into the dawah before you eventually came here?
Before Goal of the Wise came, I mean, the PDFs were around, and Haitham was on the journey still. He found Abba Sadiq with Abdul.
This is your brother-in-law now.
That's my brother-in-law. Yes,
member of the
German
community.
team, right?
Yes, he's in the German team. I am so happy that he was still researching the religious way, the Islamic way,
right?
Because they were searching for Imam Mahdi, and somehow he found this dawah then. And he was talking to us also, because we were always like a team, like we were discussing everything. So until, I don't know, the whole night long, but until we find something we can hold on.
Yeah.
And then he came with this dawah. He was like, because I was always the spiritual one in this round, and I was like, okay, please don't bore me with your hadiths, and you know, like let's come more to the spiritual side. So we were always somehow fighting, but in a lovely way.
Yeah. There was that debate going on. That spirit of debate.
It was because I was like, you know, I read Bhagavad Gita. I was on Buddhism, so it's like, so I know the spiritual way how they are thinking, and it is much opener than the Islamic way or the Christian way.
How fascinating that we can see that there are different ways of reaching the truth, but only in the seventh covenant do they all have that cohesion. And you guys were finding it, and God showed it to you because you were sincerely looking for it. All of you were in your own way, and now you're together here in that same covenant. That's so beautiful. That's really beautiful. So I'm so glad that he found it. And he was coming. I remember how he introduced it, like, Sister Beyda, I think you were right. I was like, what do you mean? I think you were right with all the stuff what you were talking about. I was like, oh, why? You know, then he came up with the PDFs of door 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he was sending us this. And I was reading that and this time. I was like, wow, that's crazy. That's really crazy. Because it was like, for me, I mean, it's like, you know, like a twin or somebody create the religion what you were searching for. You know, like I was like, wow, that's so lovely. It's coming all together, and it was like really, really shocking moment for me. Like, wow, this
this is something.
Yeah, this is a book that actually challenges your desire for truth.
Yeah.
Because it does give you the truth. You can't deny what you're reading. There's so much evidence, there's so much foundation to it, but it's a challenge if you're not sincere, because it's heavy. It's a heavy truth. And each chapter gets heavier and heavier. And if you're not ready, and if you're not looking for God, then it can startle you. But if you're looking for him, it's like a dream come true.
Yes, exactly. And the nicest thing is, in the book itself, or Ahmed Al-Hassan is saying, empty yourself that you can get knowledge. So it was like, wow, okay. Because I was empty. I was not filled up with the whole thing of the Islamic way or Shia tradition, or, any religion or any conceptual religion was not in myself. So I was searching for my own concept, like reincarnation and this karma, like I was bringing my own puzzles together to have my individual religion. And in this religion, everything came as a seventh covenant, and it's fascinating.
It's very fascinating.
This was very easy for me to believe in that, and even I had the positive side of it. I know Abba Sadiq since the arrivals, and I know he didn't lie in these sections. So there was a trust.
Yeah.
And then even when he came then as Abba Sadiq, I was like, okay, are you now really the Mahdi, or are you just, you got famous and you love to be like God or like a prophet? So I was really hardly
analyzing,
searching and analyzing him. So in the end,
you've made a conclusion.
I made a conclusion.
That thing that you demanded from Hamza, Abba Sadiq gave it to you, didn't he? The will of the Prophet Muhammad. That's how you heard about it.
But that was not the only reason, because I was, somehow believing, but now for me it makes so sense. When I was in the Basilica and I know the covenants, and you have the pictures there, and you're like, yes, this is the story of the humankind.
Exactly.
So, this is amazing, because it makes, in the first moment, it makes sense how this whole thing is holding together what called religion.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, this is the place where the answers are.
Yeah.
You get the answers to those questions, the difficult questions that people discourage you from asking, or they kind of tell you they're not important, don't worry about that. They are important.
Yeah.
And someone who's sincere like yourself, they would hold on to those questions till the end and say, I need my answers.
Yes.
And because you were so resilient, God said, look, this is the answer, and he gave it to you and to your whole family. So now you're here with your husband, you've got Haitham and Clara here.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
You can really
it's a
be
family
anywhere.
affair, and you've got two beautiful kids who are very upstanding members of the community as well.
Children here as well.
Yeah,
you come from
good
anywhere
and
you
respectful.
find the truth.
Yeah. I mean, for us as family was very important that everybody is really wants to come to the community or wants this way. So the kids also had the opportunity to see everything, and they were the first who said we want to go back.
Oh.
Yeah, really, they were so happy.
Really?
I remember when we are going back, they were crying in the back because they had so much fun, and the children were so kind, so lovely, and I could understand that, because I tried them to give a secure place in Germany, but I even also bring them up from a normal school, go to a private school like Waldorf style, Steiner style. So, that they are feeling more this connection to the nature also, and also to the other humans. So, and after they were here, and children have a different energy or sense to feel things. So if there is something wrong, they will feel it too.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, we are so happy here to be here. And it was like, okay, look, I'm happy, you're happy, your father is happy. So it's after this visit, it was for us very clear, okay, we want to join here. Yeah. So let's break up everything in Germany and let's come to this community, because it is connecting everything what my hearts belong to, not only my heart, even also from Hamza, everything is here.
And there you are, and now
there
you've made it, and this is an extremely amazing example of how a person can be from anywhere and they still find that truth that they're looking for if they're sincere. And Beyda, we're so extremely delighted that you took the time to sit with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Very much.
Really enjoyed it. Thank you for coming in today.
It was so incredible, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. I'm sure you did. Tune in again tomorrow for another episode, and until tomorrow, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum.